We do have our next speaker coming up who is going to add on to the conversations we have already heard so far around on-ramp and off-ramp, the platforms there for micropayments using prepaid Airtime. And it is a discussion that will be looking quite closely at enabling Africa's Web3 economy. And the gentleman who will be delivering that presentation for us is Duncan Muchangi, the strategy and partnerships for Fonbnk principal, a unicorn growth capital. Thank you.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Thank you so much for everyone who is with us since morning for this graveyard shift. So my name is Duncan Muchangi, and I wear two hats. The first one is I'm a venture capital investor. So we invest unicorn growth capital. We invest in Web3 companies. And we like to say we invest at the intersection of traditional finance and decentralized finance. And my second hat, which is why I'm here today, is one of our portfolio companies. It's called Fonbnk. So today, I lead strategy and partnerships for Fonbnk, and I'm about to tell you how Fonbnk is revolutionizing Web3 in Africa. Now, Africa has one of the highest adoption of crypto across the globe today. But there is still a massive gap to who is adopting crypto today, right? A lot of them have bank accounts. A lot of them probably have cards which they're able to transact with. But what about the rest of Africa, which is 99% of Africa who don't have bank accounts? They probably rely on mobile money, and we need to bring them on board to this Web3 economy. So that's what Fonbnk is about, to revolutionize and change the ecosystem. So Fonbnk is enabling Africa's Web3 economy, and we're doing this using prepaid airtime. So any phone that has a SIM card and has airtime can be converted. You can convert your airtime into crypto. And so Fonbnk is a non-ramp and off-ramp platform for Web3. And it is specifically targeted at mobile-first economies. So like I said, economies like Africa, where almost everyone in the population has a mobile phone, and they have prepaid airtime on their phone, we are enabling them to come on board to the Web3 economy. And we can be able to connect them across any protocol, right? So what you see on the screen now is a whole ecosystem of layer 1 protocols and different protocols. Now, a lot of them will need users to come on board, and they will need users to acquire their crypto, acquire their tokens to use it. Now, this is what Fonbnk is enabling them to do. So the biggest problem we have in Africa is the payments ecosystem, or the micropayment ecosystems, are quite broken. And just to give you examples, if you have a card today, or a bank card, if you are going to transact $1, it will probably be too expensive for you to use your card, just because of the charges, right? Your merchants will not accept a $1 payment from your card, because they will be charged 2.5% of that, and nothing is left out of their margins. So the traditional card networks and the traditional banking infrastructure cannot be able to solve for micropayments. And merchants, not all of them need to receive $500,000. A lot of them receive $1, $2, $3 for their services. Now, when we think about how do we reach out to as large population as possible. So today we have about, 4 million ATM machines across the world. So only so many people can access them. And of course, they need a bank account. We have about 25 million wallets today globally for crypto wallets. Now, 2 billion cards have been issued today. We are talking about a population of about 7 billion people. So there's still a massive population that is left out of that ecosystem. Now, there is one infrastructure that kind of brings together the whole globe, which is the SIM card. There's about 8 billion prepaid SIM cards today across the entire world. Now, how can we enable this SIM card to be able to transact in the Web3 economy? We can convert a SIM card into a bank account. And this is how it works. Imagine a lady called Grace. She's an NFT collector from Kenya. She doesn't have a bank account. And even if she did, her local card is not accepted everywhere. So how does she participate? And how, if she wants to acquire one of our favorite artist NFTs. So we've built a decentralized exchange that enables you to convert your airtime into crypto. And this is how it works. On one end, we have Grace, who has some airtime. They come to a decentralized exchange. And on the decentralized exchange, they find what we call market makers. Market makers could be you and I, or could be a business that is actually interested in trading airtime to crypto. Of course, there is some margins to be made from there. So Grace goes onto the decentralized exchange, which is the Fonbnk platform. They exchange their airtime for crypto. And on the other end, the market maker receives the airtime and sends crypto to Grace. Now, this decentralized exchange works without our intervention, right? So we bring together people who are interested in participating in this market, and we just provide the tools. And once you acquire your crypto, and for this purpose, we issue a stablecoin within our own platform. It's called the Mint token. So the Mint token is a stablecoin, a USDC-backed stablecoin, and that enables you now to move around the Web3 economy. If you want to on-ramp into an exchange, if you want to, pay for your gaming, you want to acquire an NFT, now you're capable of doing so. Now, once you're able to acquire the crypto, or once you bring Grace onto this ecosystem, what does that mean? Now you can make payments. You can enable users to save. And they're saving now using a dollar-based or a dollar-backed stablecoin. That means they do not suffer from devaluation or depreciation of their currency. You can enable them to stake it or to earn yield from different service providers. And most importantly, now this can act as an investment for users across Africa. Now, who are the users of these exchanges, or who are the users of this Fonbnk platform? The first, creators. Within the creative economy, we have creators who are struggling to monetize their work. We have artists, we have musicians, we have writers. How do they receive $1, $2 in terms of maybe donations? How do they receive $2 if you want to buy their music? Using Fonbnk, they can be able to accept airtime as payment, and they get settled in USDC. The second large consumers of Fonbnk services is developers. If you're a developer today, or you have a developer ecosystem, how do you monetize your product? Or how do you monetize, for example, your app? You have a gaming app. How do you ensure someone in Nigeria can comfortably just come onto your platform and make payments? Using Fonbnk, you can just easily create a link, and you enable all your users to be able to trade airtime and use that as a payment. Exchanges today rely on the banking infrastructure. All large ones today rely on banking infrastructure, meaning they are limited to only users who are within that ecosystem. Now, we're enabling exchanges not only to rely on the banking infrastructure, but now they can onboard all users who have mobile phones and airtime on their phones. And then, of course, the gaming community. Now, if you think about most platforms, today they require you to acquire crypto on a separate platform before you onboard, right? So you have to go either on an exchange, you buy your crypto, and then you come back to your platform. Now, within Fonbnk, we enable you to just, within the same environment, just trade your airtime without leaving that environment, and you're able to transact. So just to summarize, we have two sides of the marketplace. So we have the on-ramp, where we enable the airtime to crypto conversion. And then this opens up a brand new product that we just launched. We call it the payment widget. So if you have any product or a digital service, you can easily put a payment widget on your app or on your website. And on a click of a button, users can pay you using airtime, and you get settled in USDC. Now, the decentralized exchange has two players. Remember, I mentioned you have the market makers who find value in trading crypto and airtime because there's a margin to be traded. And secondly, all this airtime that we are accumulating, we are providing an airtime API so that you as a business, if you sell airtime to your users, you're able to connect to our API and you're able to acquire the cheapest airtime globally. So today, because of aggregation, we are able to compete even directly with the carriers. So we are able to offer you payment airtime cheaper than MTN, for example, which is amazing. So today we are currently operating in 12 African markets, and this is just the beginning. For us, this is just we can call it day zero or day one, because we see ourselves scaling globally. We already have a lot of demand coming from Latin America, Southeast Asia, Middle East, and you can imagine all global South economies are very, very, very highly dependent on prepaid airtime. We are talking about a 5 billion target addressable market for us. Now, we are reaching out to exchanges, we are reaching out to creators, we are reaching out to the entire Web3 ecosystem, because we are the first and the only airtime to crypto platform, and we enable you to monetize your digital services and goods. Thank you so much, and I maybe have 4 minutes to field any questions or engage with the audience today. Yep, there's a question right there.
So if I need to buy an NFT and I need 1 ETH for it, and I need to get $3,000 worth of airtime, how does that work? How do I convert that? Do I have to buy that $3,000 worth of airtime first, or how does that transaction work?
Yeah, so Fonbnk is primarily targeted at microtransactions, right? So remember, we rarely ever have anyone loading $1,000 or $10,000 worth of airtime on their phone. And so our service is targeted at, the small microtransactions, and they're limited to the airtime value that you can load within your own country. So this is dependent on the telcos. For example, in Kenya, you can transact on a day up to, I think, about $100 worth of airtime, right? So if you want to acquire crypto, all you do is load your phone with airtime, could be $100 or $50 or $10, and then go on the Fonbnk platform. There you will find someone who is ready to buy your airtime in exchange for crypto. Does that answer your question? And also, if you think about it, today you can acquire airtime from agents, you can buy it directly from your mobile money, and sometimes even some banks can enable you to, buy airtime. But whichever way you can be able to acquire airtime within the limits within your own country, that's how you are able to convert your airtime into crypto. Great. Thank you so much for your time today. And we are looking to engaging with all of you. Please reach out. That's my email address. And thank you so much for listening.
Thanks for your presentation, Duncan.